I got access to my wife's social media and I am watching an affair happen in real time. Advice. So, long story short, my wife told me she wanted to leave out of the blue. We have had some fights, but in my mind nothing that was relationship threatening, and usually I would let them go pretty quickly. However, after she told me she wanted to leave, her reasons just didn't make sense. We've been together for 12 years and married for 8. The problems she described were very fixable and nothing she had brought up as a serious issue before. Then I asked if there was someone else. After non-answer, she finally said yes, but it was just one time and she wasn't pursuing it and just wanted to live by herself for a while. She agreed to couples counseling as well. Well, I had a bad feeling after thinking about it for a while and tried her social media account. It hit me like a ton of bricks when I logged in and found an affair going back a year or more. The convo was deleted prior to that, but the conversation did not indicate anything physical happened prior. Over that time there were multiple meetups, but since they aren't in the same state, she lied about the trip, saying she was just visiting family or friends. Constant talking, sexting, sharing photos, talking about the sex in detail after they meet upstairs, etc. It was traumatic and heartbreaking and I was completely devastated. However, after my initial shock, I went through and captured screenshots of as much as I could. She is out of town right now and has been seeing him. After telling me right before she left the lie that it was one time and it wasn't ongoing. Turns out there have been a lot of lies over the past year. She is going to get notified of the divorce tomorrow. She has no idea what is coming. What I'm torn on is whether I keep checking to see if she confides about the divorce decisions to understand her frame of mind for legal disputes. It's hard to read that stuff, and there was a lot of graphic and specific reliving of their sex together. I'm sure I will be scarred by that for a long time. I still can't decide whether I should just stop checking it or use it or call her out on it. I'm trying to keep the divorce from becoming contested and hoping she will just take a deal and move on without a fight. But part of me wants to throw this in her face, rat out the guy to his wife, etc. The reasonable part of me says there will be time for that after we get an agreement done. Just having a lot of conflicting feelings processing this. All this has happened in the span of less than 2 weeks. Edit. Since this has come up a lot, I have an attorney and am following their advice so far. Comments. Never give up your sources. Never reveal how you found out, exactly how much you know or anything like it. If you tell her how you found out anything, then she'll change the password, change the platform, or otherwise lock you out. You don't know what the future holds. Keep your options open. It's better to have a resource that you never use than to need it and not have it. We betrayed are so used to being open with our partners and tend to overshare. Whilst some divorce amicably, others end up in legal battles where information is power. You don't know which way it'll go until you get there. Why have it out with her? You know why you are serving her. She knows why you are serving her. Don't bother asking for her to confess to what you already know. It's a fool's errand. You'll just get a decent helping of Darvo, gaslighting and blame shifting. She'll win this discussion, hands down, as she'll get everything off her chest and therefore closure. You won't. You'll end up worse off. What she's admitted to is enough to divorce. Keep your powder dry until you need it. Do nothing that might kill the affair. You are divorcing. That isn't going to change. Let her stay in La La Land surrounded by rainbows and unicorns. If she can see a future with AP, so much the better. You'll be able to get better terms from her and settle faster because she wants speed more than things. Edit. Just seen that you are in an at fault state. I'd like to change my advice. Present what you have to your lawyer. It may not stand up in court. Follow your lawyer's advice to the letter. If they recommend hiring a PI, then get one that is experienced in providing court-approved evidence. If anything the lawyer says contradicts what you consider to be the best advice, then go with what the lawyer says. There's a reason lawyers are so expensive. You might get a bigger bill right now, but over the course of your life you'll be better off. Story 2. My wife of nearly 7 years, 10 years together, replaced me. Need support. Well, my wife of nearly 7 years told me 2 days ago she was seeing a guy and had been for about 8 months. I had my suspicions, especially recently, but I held her to a high moral standard and never thought she could be capable of doing something so hurtful and disrespectful. During this 8-month period, she and I had drinks, dinner, etc. with this guy. He is a co-worker who conveniently had just got divorced and who I had considered a friend. So here we are having dinner, drinks, hanging out, and the whole time my wife and him were putting on an act like everything was normal. I told her that as of that day, either he's dead to you or I am. And then the crushing blow came. She said she wants to continue seeing him. She says she loves me and loves him. I asked how it could equate almost 7 years of building a life, love and relationship to an 8-month affair. She couldn't answer that but said she was sorry that she hurt me. I told her if she was truly sorry she would have broken it off and put her attention on us. I am stunned, pissed, embarrassed that I didn't see the signs, but most of all, I am sad and broken-hearted. I'm not going to beg to have her back. I have accepted my fate and will move on. If those of you who have gone through this have any advice, I appreciate it and thank you for taking time to read my story. Broken Heart. OP update for wife of nearly 7 years, together for 10, replacing me with a co-worker. Progress. First, I want to say thank you to all the love and support from this group. Sharing your experiences and advice have really helped. Short summary of my story. My wife had been having an affair for 8 months with a recently divorced co-worker. My wife and I had dinner, drinks, and hung out like we were all friends, and they acted completely normal the whole time. She said she wants to keep seeing him but still loves me. So here's what has transpired since that post. Her whole family knows and they are not happy with her at all. They have all reached out to me giving support and telling me they love me and I will always be family to them. Her sister is pissed and doesn't even want to see her. She has claimed that after we divorce she will not be anywhere near this guy nor bring her son around him. They have been really close as sisters and her taking my side was huge. I have made myself unavailable and busy this whole weekend to her. I have set up a consultation with a lawyer for this Tuesday to start divorce proceedings. I have begun looking at housing options but may try to buy her out and keep the house. Also, since she makes more than me, I will be filing for spousal support. I know there is still a rough read ahead and some work to be done, but I am feeling good about where things are going. I think some folks have asked whether we have kids. We do not. We have a dog who will be coming with me since I did all the work to raise her and train her. So way less complicated and no reason for her to contact me after I am gone. I couldn't have gotten through these first few days without all of you on here and I am eternally grateful. I plan to pay it forward by sharing my story in the future once I have healed and help others as you have helped me. Much love, Survivor fam. Red Heart. I will update as things progress. Update on wife replaced me with co-worker after nearly 7 years of marriage. Together for 10 progress. So for those that have been following along, my wife confessed on May 23rd of having an 8-month affair with her co-worker. Even after confessing, she still professed her love for him and wanted to continue seeing him. So my response was to retain an attorney for $5,000 and file for divorce. I will also be nailing her ass for alimony payments as well. Strangely enough, right after I filed, she suddenly had an epiphany and came running back to me, wanting to make things better and work on our relationship. I told her I would think about it, but I wasn't sure. The only reason I gave her that response is because I wanna keep her in good standing while I'm still processing this divorce, but let it be known the divorce is happening, there's no going back, it's a final decision for me. She doesn't know that I filed for divorce, and I plan on keeping that way just so I can keep it amicable until we can get the house sold, but she's going to get served around September 1st and then all hell's going to break loose, but it doesn't really matter to me. I've made my decision. I plan to move on with my life, and I suggest anybody else who's been in the situation do the same. I will keep you posted as more progress happens.